Hi, in this video we're going to show how to save some money on a leaking TPMS sensor. It's an Autel 2-piece sensor where we can just replace the leaking valve stem. Now we need to break the bead on the tire. Step one is to get all the air out. So get a valve stem removal tool, twist it off counterclockwise, and let all the air out. Now this car is equipped with TPMS. And it gave me a good indication with a little icon, a low tire icon, that the tire was low, and it was correct. So that part of the system does work. I suspect the tire shop is going to want to replace the TPMS sensor. In my experience, around an $80 deal, we can do it for much less. I broke the bead by using a scissors jack under a truck. I'll throw up a link to some other methods you might want to try if you want to do this at home. Okay, this is a Honda Accord. This is not a factory and OEM sensor. It's an Autel MX. It's been replaced by an owner previous to me. This two-piece sensor has a little button on it, so you press the button down and you can pull it down and separate the two. The beauty of this is now we aren't going to have to reprogram the TPMS. I'm taking some precautions with tape and a piece of cloth to try to keep the sensor from falling into the tire when I separate it from the valve stem. It's like a little nest. Okay, so we're going to press the button. Now, one of the negatives of doing this yourself is that there isn't a lot of room to work with in here. Okay, it's off of there. Now we have to kind of slip it sideways to get it room to pull it out. I'm going to be using an insertion tool like this that screws onto the valve stem. These valves are kind of designed one way to go in, and that's what this tool is for, to put a new one in. And we'll make a little effort. We'll show you the frustration of trying to take it out with this tool. You would think using a block of wood for leverage like this would provide enough force to actually tear that valve apart into a couple of pieces, but it does not. You have to cut it apart, and I'd recommend doing it on the bottom part, the part that rims on the inside of the rim. Just get an X-Acto knife and spin it around, which is handy. This is a handy use of this tool too. Until you separate it, cut it apart. Clean up the mating surfaces. There could be a little corrosion in there. Clean it up as best you can to help ensure a good fit, good seal on the replacement part. It almost looks like there's something sticking in there. Might have just been a piece of the old valve. Unfortunately, these are only sold in an all-wheel pack of 4. By the time I use another one, I'll probably forget where I put the box. I'm going to put just a little bit of silicone adhesive sealant on the surfaces, mating surfaces. I'm just a little bit skeptical of these snap-in valves. I suspect that old valve wasn't in there all that long. I've added a clamp over on the right to get a little more gap because, as I feared, I managed to drop this inside. I had a grabbing tool help me get it out. Grabbing tool and a flashlight. I got it a little dirty, but yeah, I've got 3 more brand new ones, so I won't reuse this. Yeah, I'd recommend using a vice grip, needle nose vice grip pliers to hold on to this thing and get it at the right angle for insertion. Again, not much room in there. A little soapy water wouldn't have hurt on the outside of this when putting it in.
Okay, it's all the way in.
Okay, sensor's still good, so it's going back to work. Again, just be careful not to drop it in there. And I'm glad I had this clamp. Here, it gave me just enough room. Just a little bit more room to work. And it's got a little lacquer thinner on this rag, cleaning it up. You gotta make something like a seal here. That's why I'm holding the tire at this angle. Get it started. Okay, spraying on some soapy water, checking for leaks. Looks good. So we saved a few bucks on this repair. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And please subscribe. I've got some more useful videos in the pipeline.